Cod is one of the most valuable fish species, popular all over the world for its delicious taste and rich nutritional content. To catch cod in the middle of the ocean, where they live mainly in cold and deep waters such as the North Atlantic or the Arctic Ocean, fishermen must apply many modern fishing methods combined with strict processes to ensure the yield and quality of the fish. One of the most popular ways is to use bottom trawl, a large net that is lowered to the seabed and pulled along by a ship to collect cod living in deep areas. This method allows for large yields but needs to be carefully controlled to avoid affecting the marine environment. In addition, gill nets are also an effective tool. Dropped horizontally, where cod accidentally swim through and will be caught in the net. Some fishing vessels use long lines, a long line with thousands of baited hooks that is lowered deep into the water, suitable for selectively catching cod, limiting the capture of other creatures. The fishing process usually begins with locating the fish school using modern sonar devices. After determining the coordinates, fishermen proceed to cast nets or fish according to the prescribed technique. After being caught, the fish will be pre-processed right on the boat, including gutting, cleaning and freezing, to preserve freshness before docking at port. Some large vessels also have a deep freeze system right on board, helping to keep the fish at optimal quality for many days. The entire process requires close coordination between humans and machines, strictly following regulations on protecting aquatic resources and fishing quotas to maintain the sustainability of fisheries in the vast and harsh ocean. Cod is one of the fish species with high economic value, often living in deep, cold seas such as the North Atlantic and the subarctic. Fishing for cod in the middle of the ocean requires careful preparation and a complex process. Combining modern technology and the experience of fishermen. Before starting the trip, fishing vessels will be fully equipped with positioning equipment and sonar fish finders to accurately determine the concentration area of cod. Once at the right location, fishermen will choose the appropriate fishing method. One of the most popular methods is to use bottom trawl, a large net pulled along the seabed, helping to collect a large amount of cod living near the bottom. However, this method needs to be carefully controlled to avoid damaging the marine ecosystem. In addition, fishermen can also use gill nets, which are fixed or floating nets that drift with the current, where cod accidentally swim into and get stuck. Another more selective method is long line, which uses long lines with thousands of pre-baited hooks and is lowered deep into the water, helping to catch cod without much impact on other species. After the fish are caught, on-site processing will be carried out right on the boat, such as gutting, cleaning and preserving with refrigeration or deep freezing systems, to keep the fish fresh during the long journey at sea. Cod fishing not only requires high skills and modern technology, but also strictly adheres to regulations on quotas and marine environmental protection, to ensure the sustainability and longevity of this traditional industry in addition to choosing the right fishing methods and procedures. Modern fishing vessels today must also regularly update information from oceanographic forecasting centers to avoid bad weather and ensure the safety of both people and equipment. During the time at sea, the fishing team must work continuously, rotating in shifts to monitor fish signals and operate fishing equipment. When the amount of cod reaches the optimal level or the allowed quota has been used up, the vessel will return to port. Here, the cod will be classified by size, quality and continue to be processed or put into cold storage for distribution to consumption areas. For areas with a developed seafood industry, the cod fishing process is also closely monitored by authorities, ensuring that fishing vessels strictly comply with environmental standards and marine resource conservation. To maintain sustainable cod fishing, many countries have applied electronic tracking technology, attaching chips to each shipment or fishing vessel to control the catch. The application of scientific and technical advances, combined with the environmental protection awareness of fishermen and strict management from the government, has made an important contribution to the conservation of cod resources, one of the important food sources for humans in the future. Therefore, catching cod in the middle of the ocean is not only a job for a living, but also a journey combining intelligence, strength and responsibility to nature. In the context of climate change and overexploitation that are seriously threatening the marine ecosystem, responsible cod fishing is becoming increasingly urgent. Many international organizations have recommended that countries with cod fishing activities need to reduce annual catches, establish temporary fishing bans to create conditions for fish stocks to recover, as well as research models of artificial cod farming in controlled marine environments to reduce pressure on nature. Some countries such as Norway, Canada and Iceland have taken the lead in applying smart management measures such as issuing limited fishing permits, installing voyage monitoring devices on ships, or using satellite data to monitor fishing activities. In the future, the cod fishing industry will not only be limited to traditional fishing but will gradually expand to more sustainable directions. Such as combining wild fishing and semi-wild farming, while promoting deep processing to increase product value. From a profession that depends entirely on experience and natural conditions, cod fishing is gradually transforming towards modernization, science and being more environmentally friendly. This change not only helps protect a valuable resource but also creates a solid foundation for long-term marine economic development for future generations. However, to achieve true sustainability in cod fishing, not only does it require efforts from governments and international organizations, but it also requires self-awareness and a high sense of responsibility from fishermen, those who live and work directly at sea. They are the pioneers in protecting aquatic resources by complying with regulations, not catching young cod, not using prohibited tools or fishing during the fish spawning season. Many fishing communities have established monitoring groups, shared fishing areas and worked together to develop reasonable fishing schedules to avoid conflicts of interest and give fish resources time to regenerate. Not only that, they also actively participate in training programs organized by the state and non-governmental organizations, learning new techniques, updating knowledge about climate change, protecting the marine environment, as well as how to identify rare fish species that need to be preserved. It is the shift from an exploitative mindset to a conservation mindset that has helped many coastal areas that were once depleted of fish stocks to gradually recover. And the cod population has also returned. Cod fishing in the middle of the ocean is no longer simply a traditional livelihood, but has become part of a larger story, a story of harmonious coexistence between humans and the sea. Preserving the life of the ocean is preserving the future of humanity. And each cod fishing trip, if done properly, will be a testament to the progress, sobriety and hope of modern society in the face of the challenge of protecting natural resources that are gradually depleting. It is undeniable that the challenges in cod fishing are still very large, especially in the context of increasingly harsh and unpredictable sea weather due to the impact of global climate change. Rising sea temperatures have changed the traditional migration routes of cod, making it more difficult than ever to locate and catch them. Many veteran fishermen shared that they have to travel farther, spend more time and consume more fuel to access potential fishing grounds as before. This not only increases production costs but also raises questions about the economic efficiency of fishing. In addition, fierce competition from large-scale industrial fishing vessels, equipped with modern machinery and capable of high-intensity fishing. Has put small boats of traditional fishermen at a disadvantage. This requires governments to have fair support policies, such as fuel subsidies, technical assistance, prioritizing consumer markets and creating conditions for small-scale fishermen to access green technology conversion programs, reduce emissions and increase fishing efficiency. At the same time, the establishment of marine reserves and rotational fishing areas also needs to be implemented scientifically and transparently, with the participation of local communities to ensure feasibility and create consensus. In the future, as science and technology continue to develop, the integration of artificial intelligence, big data and predictive modeling into cod fishing will become an inevitable trend, helping to increase the accuracy in locating fish schools while minimizing the impact on the environment. This is not only a new direction for the world's fisheries industry, but also a mandatory path if people want to continue to live in harmony and prosperity thanks to precious marine resources such as cod, along with advances in technology and policy. An equally important factor in the process of catching cod in the middle of the ocean is the traceability and quality control after harvesting. Nowadays, consumers are not only interested in the taste or nutritional value of cod, but also place great importance on sustainable origins, ethical and transparent harvesting processes. Therefore, Many cod processing and exporting enterprises have invested in strict control systems from catching, transporting to preserving and distributing. Cod shipments are marked with QR codes or electronic chips, allowing consumers to easily trace the journey of the product from the ocean to the dining table. This not only increases market confidence but also encourages fishermen to comply with regulations. Because products of unknown origin will have difficulty entering large markets such as Europe, the US or Japan. On the other hand, the enhancement of the value of cod after exploitation through deep processing such as frozen filleting, canning, smoking or processing into high-quality nutritional products is also being strongly encouraged. Thanks to that, the benefits from cod do not stop at providing fresh food but also spread to many related industries such as food processing, cold logistics, export and marine biology research. Overall, the cod fishing process today is a tightly linked chain, from smart exploitation, protecting marine ecology, to civilized consumption and enhancing product value. It is not only the process of catching a precious fish but also a symbol of how modern humans are learning to balance economic interests and responsibility to nature. An essential lesson in the journey of global sustainable development. With all the above factors, it can be seen that cod fishing in the middle of the ocean is no longer a traditional activity, but has become an important part of the picture of comprehensive and modern marine economic development. It is the convergence of technology, knowledge, professional ethics and long-term management strategies. Each codfish brought up from the ocean floor is not only the result of the hard work of experienced fishermen, but also the crystallization of a serious operating system from the sea to the consumer's table. Therefore, protecting and preserving cod resources is no longer the sole responsibility of an industry or a country, but a common task of all humanity if we still want to maintain harmony between humans and nature. The ocean has generously gifted humans with abundant resources such as cod. A symbol of life and survival, and now humans need to respond with appreciation, conservation and practical action. When the cod fishery is operated on the basis of science, ethics and global cooperation, it will not only bring economic benefits, but also contribute to affirming the role of the ocean in the sustainable development of the modern world. This is the clearest proof that when humans know how to live in harmony with nature, nature will never let them down. Ultimately, the sustainability of the ocean cod fishery depends on the awareness of the younger generation, who will inherit and continue the mission of protecting the ocean in the future. It is essential to educate communities, especially young people in coastal areas, about the important role of cod in the ecosystem and the long-term economic value of this resource. Many schools, research centers and environmental organizations have coordinated to organize practical experience programs at sea. workshops on sustainable fisheries and strong communication campaigns to spread a sense of responsibility for the ocean. When the new generation is fully equipped with knowledge, skills and passion for the sea, they will become the core force to preserve and enhance the cod fishery, not only on a national scale but also in a global context. From small boats setting sail every morning, to bustling fishing ports and modern processing plants, all are connected in a closed circle, where each link is important and needs to be operated with dedication, transparency and responsibility. Cod fishing in the middle of the ocean, therefore, is not only an economic activity, but also a beautiful symbol of the harmonious effort between humans and nature, where the deep sea is always open and tolerant, but also reminds people to love and protect if they want to continue to receive the priceless gifts from the vast ocean. From that awareness,